everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the January meeting of the Murder Mystery Book Club. This is a brand new year and I'm so happy to welcome you all back. Our book for this month is The Ripper's Shadow by Laura Joh Rowland. It is the first in her Victorian mystery series. This is a quick and friendly spoiler warning that discussion past this point and in the comments of the video post will include spoilers for the novel. If you haven't yet read it, copies are available through the library's Hoopla database. The novel is set in London, 1888, during the Jack the Ripper murders. We're introduced to our main character, Sarah Bain, a photographer who is attempting to supplement her income by taking illegal boudoir photos of local prostitutes in the Whitechapel neighborhood. However, when two of her models are found gruesomely murdered, she begins to suspect that someone is using her photographs to target these women. As she begins to dig deeper into the mystery, Sarah accumulates a crew of allies and fellow investigators, including a gay aristocrat, a Jewish butcher and his wife, a young actress she had previously saved from a life of prostitution, and a young orphan boy who had been living on the streets. Their investigation leads them to discover that Police Commissioner Warren is the killer dubbed Jack the Ripper. However, when two murders are committed on the same night, it becomes clear that Warren is not working alone. Further investigation leads Sarah and her friends to the home of Dr. Henry Poole, who is investigating treatments for hysteria in women which he believes can also be used to cure insanity. After investigating his lab, they discover that Dr. Poole has been dissecting his patients in order to determine what effect his treatment has had on their internal organs. Though aware that Dr. Poole and Commissioner Warren are responsible for the murders attributed to Jack the Ripper, they lack enough hard evidence to make a case in court. Also, Commissioner Warren had taken drastic steps to reveal their dark secrets, discrediting them so their word will not hold any weight in a court of law. It is believed that their only chance to stop these killers once and for all is to catch them in the act, and Sarah and her friends set a trap using Catherine, the young actress, as bait, hoping that Dr. Poole will attack her and be caught in the act. Though Dr. Poole takes the bait, he proves to be nearly too much for Sarah and her friends, almost killing them before they are rescued by a police officer, by Officer Barrett. In the end, Dr. Poole is killed in the altercation, and a few words and bits of evidence left in the hands of Commissioner Warren's political enemies cause him to be transferred outside of England. Though the threat of Jack the Ripper has been ended, because Sarah and her friends acted outside of the law in entrapping and killing Dr. Poole, and Commissioner Warren's enemies wish to avoid any potential embarrassment, their identities are never revealed to the public. Sarah and her friends begin a private investigation business, unable to claim their greatest triumph, and the true identity of Jack the Ripper is covered up for all time. I very much enjoyed this novel and its take on the real case of Jack the Ripper. To this day, no one knows for sure who the Ripper was, and theories abound as to his identity, whether he was an immigrant or even a member of the royal house whose crimes were covered up in order to protect them from embarrassment. Ms. Rowland did an excellent job of weaving her storyline and characters into the real-life people who were part of the investigation at the time, including both the victims of the Ripper, such as Catherine Eddowes, Elizabeth Stride, and Polly Nichols, along with George Lusk, who was the head of a vigilante committee made up of citizens patrolling Whitechapel at the time, and Police Commissioner Charles Warren. However, although the real Charles Warren was condemned for his failure to catch Jack the Ripper, it should be noted that there is no evidence that he committed any of the atrocities that are attributed to him in the novel. Though Sarah, Mick, Hugh, Catherine, and the Lipskys were created for the novel, their stories mirror those of many people who lived at the time and the struggles they faced. The Ripper case provides a fascinating background for exploring not only the hunt for a serial killer, but also to study social beliefs and inequities of the time. Jack the Ripper has fascinated the populace for decades and has appeared in television shows, movies, novels, and even true crime books that claim to have solved the mystery of his identity. Though we may never know the truth due to the amount of time that has passed and the degradation of any forensic evidence, it is fascinating to speculate on who may have committed these murders. Miss Rowland does not cut any corners, showing the darker side of London at a time when boudoir photographs, homosexuality were illegal activities, and a woman who was earning her own way as an independent businessman was considered suspicious. In the end, the reader is left with the question, was justice served? I very much enjoyed this novel, and I highly recommend it to anyone who is a fan of historical mysteries and/or the Jack the Ripper case in general. Laura Joh Rowland is a fantastic author, and I can't wait to read the next installment in her Victorian mystery series. These are just my thoughts, however, and I really want to know what you guys think. Did you enjoy the novel? Did you think it was a little too risque and graphic in its portrayals of the murders and life in Victorian London? Do you believe justice was served by Dr. Poole's death and Commissioner Warren's exile, or do you believe they should have been held accountable in a court of law? Did the novel intrigue you enough to research Jack the Ripper further, and if so, which theory do you think is best to explain the killer's identity? Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comment sections of this video. I can't wait to hear from everybody. Also, don't forget to stay tuned to the library's website and social media for all of our upcoming programs. We have great things planned for this month and the upcoming new year. I can't wait to see everybody at our next meeting. Bye!